Madam President, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is now my great pleasure to introduce the graduating student selected by the academic chairs and college officials as the valedictorian for the class of 2015, Sonia Goldberg.
Class of 2015! Okay, I'm gonna get serious now. Greetings, professors, family, and of course my friends, the class of 2015. When I first applied to Five Towns College, the inspiration for my entrance essay was a quote. A man wiser than myself once said, "You really, really gotta love the music, because the music don't always love you." As an 18-year-old just graduating high school, I had no idea how true this was. I, as I'm sure many of you have spent so many nights curled up in a blanket, binge-watching Netflix, and practically crying because of a lost gig, or a bad review, or any sort of disappointment where the work that we put our heart and soul into just doesn't feel good enough. This goes for any industry in the arts, whether it be music business, theater, or film. And let's face it, we're heading into some of the hardest times in the history of the entertainment field. I have quite literally been told by a seasoned professional to get a taste for ramen noodles. And yet, we keep on going. Because at the end of the day, there is magic in what we do. For me personally, it's sitting alone in an empty venue, hours before a gig even starts, taking in the electricity, the potential energy that'll soon fill the room like a coming thunderstorm. For others, it's watching the faces in the front row of a theater transform as a performance fills the room with music. Or maybe it's listening to 50 different individually recorded tracks melding into a single song that gives you chills. Or watching these split-second long frames come together into a film that'll transport its viewer into another realm. Most people simply don't understand this magic in the way that we do. I think it's safe to say that many of us were misfits coming into Five Towns. We were the kids who would rather sit and discuss guitar solos or show tunes or films than play sports, as evidenced by our school's clear lack of sports team and the fact that I'm pretty sure most of us haven't been in the gym since orientation. But we found a family here. I remember spending my first few days at FTC, staying up all night with my dorm mates, singing songs, laughing, and sharing stories about how none of us quite fit in. I'm gonna be completely honest here. Back in high school, I would have never in a million years guessed that I would ever be valedictorian of anything. I was by no means popular, and my school spirit pretty much consisted of sitting in the back of the auditorium during assemblies and making sarcastic remarks with the few friends that I actually did have. But I think the fact that a Dungeons and Dragons playing metalhead could be chosen to represent our graduating class says a lot about Five Towns. We're a collective of rebels, music nerds, theater geeks, and general oddballs, and we are proud. We love what we do. And if people can't understand that, then we don't need them, because we have each other. Together, for the past 4 years, we have worked in synergy. We fought and we've complained. I mean, how can we not in a school so small that we are having our graduation in a high school auditorium? But more often than not, we've collaborated, we've critiqued, and we have all around improved each other, both as artists and as people. Five Towns has not only given us a safe haven to perfect our craft, and even more importantly, make mistakes, but it has given us the privilege to be embraced by support from both peers and professors who understand that special fire inside of us, because it glows within them too. Class of 2015, let that fire be your guide. And on the rocky road ahead of us, if it ever begins to fade or sputter, never be afraid to call, I'm trying not to cry, to call out to a friend to light your path while you persevere to reignite yours. The music may not always love you, but I can guarantee that someone you've met on this grand journey does. Congratulations, class of 2015.